Hi everyone! For today's card I thought we'd do a bit of double embossing with this beautiful tulip. This is an A6 stamp and it's called the Stylistic Tulip Garden. So I'm going to be using that stamp. Got myself some cardstock, white 300 GSM cardstock. I thought I'd choose a piece of cardstock from the Chloe's Creative Cards. I think this is just coloured papers. Now I want a yellow, so this is double-sided and it's darker on the back than it is the front, so I'm going to take out this more of a very light mustardy yellow colour. So that's the cardstock I'm going to be using. I'm going to pop that to one side. So pop that over there. I think I'm going to be using the ovals. I did think about using squares, but I'm going to see what it looks like with the ovals. So this is the ovals. I've been using these, and when I use them I turn them over so that I don't forget which ones I'm going to be using, but I don't know which one I'm going to be using for this card at the moment. And I'm also going to emboss this piece of card. So that's all the products that I'm using. I really don't know what type of card I'm going to be making at the moment. As I say, I've got this piece of cardstock. I need to measure that a minute and see exactly what that measures. So this one is 11 3/4 in width and 8 1/4 in depth. So what I think I'll do, just thinking on the hop at the moment. So it's 11 3/4. 3, 6, 9, 4, 8, 12. It's not going to work. 3, 6, 9. I need to measure this stamp, which is 4. I'm just going to make a regular 5x7 card, I think. So I'm going to take this down to 10. By 7. So that's that piece of cardstock. And while we're here, I'm going to cut another piece of white cardstock. By 4 3/4. So 4 3/4. Just double check and make sure that is bigger than 7. Yeah. 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So that would be my first matte layer. And this yellowy mustardy colour I'm going to cut down to 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So that's the next matte layer. I'm going to pop these bits to one side for a minute. Now this yellow piece, I'm calling it yellow, but it's got more of a mustardy tinge to it. I'm going to emboss this piece. And I can't honestly remember if this cardstock cracks. One side's debossed and one side's embossed. Well, we'll just pop it down and see what happens. So I'm going to line that up in the centre. Taking my plates. For embossing on my machine, I just need one top plate. And I'm just going to pop that one through. There we go. Yeah. Now with this paper, I've noticed that when you emboss it, it almost gives you that distressed white look on the embossing areas, but I quite like that, so I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to use that embossing folder again for a minute, but I might use it again in a little while. So taking in my card base, and we know that this is 10 inches. So I'll score this one down at 5. Turn this over and give that a nice burnish. So now I've got a really nice crisp card base. This first matte layer is going to go on like so. This one's going to go on the top, and then I need to cut an oval. And if I see which size, I think that's quite a nice size. I think the next size down is too small, so I think we're going to use this size oval, and I'm going to cut the oval in white. Actually, I've got one here and that is actually I think that's the next size down, but let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, to avoid wasting it. I was cutting ovals earlier on for a project, and I had one over, so I think we might use that one. I've also got a smaller one, so I've now got an idea for that as well. Okay, I'm gonna keep those ovals and see where we go with this. Now I can try what I've got in my mind, and if it doesn't work, we can cut another oval. What I thought I might do, I'm going to do some double embossing, heat embossing. But what I thought I might do is take a piece of low tack tape and just place it on the back of this one. We'll line this one up with this one and get that perfectly lined up. I'm going to take in my stamping platform for this, because if it doesn't stamp the first time, at least I'll be able to go back in, pop those magnets down for a minute. And if I take in the tulip stamps, now obviously this stamp is A6, so it's going to be bigger than my cardstock, but that's absolutely fine. And I'm going to get this roughly where I think I want this. I'm going to take them away for a minute. Now I can either have this, which I think I might have it central, because let's just move them out the way. We get more tulips in, and I'm going to go roughly there. I don't want the grass at the bottom to be on the image. Okay, so we'll pick that one up and give this one a roll back, hold it down and just roll it back. Try and get rid of some of those air bubbles. With the versamark, I'm going to ink up this stamp. I'm not going to go too far down the bottom because I know I haven't got the grass in the image. I'm going to bring this one across, give that a really good stamp down. Lift that one up. Now I need to look at this in the light to see what's happening. I think I might just do that one more time because we've got a double layer of cardstock. Might need to press a bit harder. So this time I'm going to give this a really, really hard press down. I think that looks much better. Remove those magnets. I'll give that stamp a clean up in a bit. I'm going to take in a piece of copy paper. And as always, I've forgotten to use my anti-static bag, which is very naughty of me. Right, I can see where the tulips are. You won't be able to. And I just want to pick out a few different areas. Let that roll off. So we've got these two. I want that one to be completely yellow. Got some grassy bits going on down there. We could have a few yellow bits going off the edge over here. So I'm just gonna pop that there a minute. Put the lid back on that one. Now we can either go orange or, oh, we've got Orchard Kiss or orange. So shall we go, I think we'll go Orchard Kiss. It's going to be, although that's going to be completely different colour, or shall we go orange? Let's have a quick look a minute. Oh, I think we'll go orange. Change my mind. And pick this up again. And now all over this image, I'm just going to drop the embossing powder. And I think that's going to look absolutely beautiful. This one's called Mandarin Burst. And these embossing powders are by Sentimentally Yours. Now, because I didn't anti-static that, I've just got a tiny bit just there, which I don't really want there. So if I get my tiny soft brush, this is why you should always anti-static, but I just forget constantly. I think I get so engrossed in what I'm doing and I forget to use it. Now, this stamp set does have a lot of dots going up these twisty bits, so I'm not overly worried about that, but there we go. Just give that another tackle. Okay, so we're going to take in our heat gun and on number 2, going to let that warm up. And I am going to heat this from the back. To start with. And then I am going to come across to the front. Can you see what beautiful array of tulips we've got there in orange and yellow? Just going to let that cool down for a couple of seconds. And I'm going to take in my card base. I'm just going to give this a wipe down. Taking my card base. Now this orangey piece, yellow. See, I could choose now. I could have it debossed or embossed. Ooh, decisions, decisions. I quite like the debossed. Or embossed. I think the debossed is richer, but I like the embossed, so we're going to go with the embossed. Now I am going to glue this down. I think I need to fill my glue up. So a nice bit of glue all around the edges. Now because this has been embossed, you need to make sure you get some glue all in those debossed areas. So all around the edges and in the middle. We're just going to line this up, top, bottom, on the side, and that should fall down nicely. And give that a gentle press. Turn it over and give it a press on the back. And then this one I thought I would put on with foam tape. So as always, run your foam tape all around the edges. And then a couple of pieces down the middle. And this just stops the card from buckling. Yeah, that one's empty now. So give those a burnish. And as always with my cards, I'm going to remove my back ends halfway. I'm sure if I remove them completely, I'd get it straight, but there's always that one chance that if I do that, I'm not going to get it on there straight, and then I will be annoyed with myself. So I continue to do it the way I like to do it. So if you get your cardstock on an angle and have the same amount of border, top, bottom, and on the side. There we go. When you drop this down, this should be nigh on perfect. And then we just remove those tapes. Now, if I'd gone wrong, this would have been a lot easier to get off the base card with the tapes left on. So there's our base card. Now I'm going to remove the back end and remove, oops, the back of that one. And this one I'm going to put on with foam tape, so I'm going to need a new roll. There we go. So put some foam tape on the back of this one. Give those a nice press down. And at the moment that looks a mess. Just get rid of some of those bits. Take the backings off completely. I'm going to get this one lined up nice and centrally about there. So that one's lifted off the page, and then we're going to do exactly the same with this one. I'm just going to rub the back of that one as well. Got embossing powder everywhere. So a few strips of foam tape on the back of this one. And I think what I'll do is just pop that just there, give that a burnish. Now for this one, because I need to get this lined up, I'm going to pop some glue just on the back of the foam tape, and this will allow me some wiggle room. And the thing is, I can see where that one, oh no, that needs to go right up there. That tulip, that one needs to go across like so. I think that before I press that down, I think that looks okay. So give that a nice press down. How beautiful does that look with the different layers? And it's all following through. Okay. So for the sentiment for the front of this one, I thought I'd like to use, and this is from Crafter's Companion, and it says, "Hello Spring." And I thought I would have this just up there. So I need a piece of scrap white, the appropriate stamping block. I'll line this up on my glass mat, get that nice and straight. And I can either go multi or yellow or orange. And I think I'm going to go yellow. So we could go multi, but I think it'll get lost if we do it multi, or I could have done it black, but right, let's be a good girl and give that an anti-static and just, yeah, just pop that down there a minute. That's that one. I'm going to take back in my copy paper, all over that image, go back the other way, give it a nice flick. How lovely does that look? I've got a nice black bit in my powder. Again, heat gun on number 2. I always start from the back. And then I'll come round to the front. And as you can see, that's gone already. So So Hello Spring is going to be at the top. I think I'll cut this freehand. All my scissors are getting gunked up with foam tape. I just want this to be a square. Hello Spring. Take a bit more off there, I think, and straighten that one up. Yep. And this one, I thought I'd have. Well, actually, I quite like it overhanging the both. So for this one, really, I'd need glue gel, but for some unknown reason, which has never happened to me before, my glue gel has clogged at the top. So I'm having to use it. I had to cut the bottom and use it this way. So I don't know, I must probably end up binning this one. But let's get some glue gel. On this one, so just a few blobs. You can put it up with tiny foam pads if you want to. Don't have to use glue gel. I'm just going to open that up and get that back down before I give that a wipe off. Pick this one up, and Hello Spring, I think I'm going to have just about there. Got that nice and straight. How pretty is that? What a beautiful card. Alright, I'm just making sure that everything's perfect. So there we go. I mean, that is really, really quick and easy. Now on the inside of this card, a bit of a mark there. On the inside of this card, within this set from Crafter's Companion, we've got a tulip stamp. And what I thought I would do, again, taking the appropriate stamping block. That one's too small. I'm going to use this bigger one. So taking my VersaFine Onyx Black, I'm just going to ink this up. Get that wiped down. And I'm going to slightly come off the corner of this page. Just stamp down a tulip. That one to clean up. Pop that one back. And then we need to find a sentiment. So we could have, out of this, You Make Me Smile, Hello Spring, we've had that one. Let Your Dreams Blossom. That's a nice sentiment. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Grow your own way. Oh, I think if friends were flowers, I'd pick you is quite a nice sentiment. So So I've popped that one down on my glass mat. Pick that one up. And again, with the VersaFine Onyx Black, ink up that stamp. And make sure I got this the right way around. Get that as central as possible. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Give that a nice stamp down. There you go. And there's our really pretty spring card. Now we could put some pearls on this if we wanted to. We could put other florals, daisies, all sorts. Sometimes I just think less is more. I'm all into making my really elaborate, full-on cards, but I also like making really simple cards, what I call quick cards. I really like that. I'm really pleased with that, how that turned out, considering I didn't know what I was going to be doing to start with. Going to pop that there. I don't think it'll close, but to stop it from closing. I hope you've enjoyed my little video. I hope you've learned something. Hope you have a go at double embossing. And until the next time, bye for now.